So this is going to be a bright, warm, sort of fat patch, and it's not even that far off from an initialized sawtooth wave, but it is in terms of the fullness and fatness. And I think a lot of times there's demos that use a lot of reverb, and so that can give a synth a cold quality. The last video I did was for this patch. Tons of reverb and a long release. So you're going to get that icy feeling, but I wanted to show how easy it is to create a warm, buzzy, and bright sort of sound. I'm not going to use any effects. I call this patch flat tire, and we're going to try to build it. So from an initial sawtooth wave, we're going to go oscillator 1 and 2, both sawtooth waves, and oscillator 1 all the way up, oscillator 2 almost all the way up as well, and I'm going to slightly detune oscillator 2. So that gives it some thickness already. You can also try using the sawtooth density and density detune, but this is right here. It's easy to just slightly detune one. It's already getting a bit thicker. So then for the amplitude envelope, the default settings on the Summit are fine. It's very low attack, pretty high decay, 90, all the way up on the sustain, and a moderately low release at 40. So you do want a quick attack for a sound like this. And then the frequency, I'm going to use a low pass filter, and I'm not going to cut out that many of the highs. All the way back up at like 215, and I do want to add some overdrive. Like halfway up. The sound is getting bigger. And now, one thing that you could do if you have the option, which is really going to fatten things up, is the voice menu in the Summit has the unison mode. Turn that to 2, take the detune down a little bit, and then spread the voices out across the field. So that's a much wider sound now. Another thing that you can do in the main oscillator menu is increase the diverge and drift. The diverge is a detune between the voices, and the drift, the Novation describes it as a little bit of a meandering detune between the oscillators to emulate traditional analog synths. Somebody joked in a comment on the last video about how it's like a to-do for taking the purity of the Summit down to lo-fi vibes. And I think that's funny, and it's ironic that a lot of modern digital synths are built with so much care, yet one of the goals is to have a bunch of different options to make them sound less perfect. And this one has a lot of options to make it sound a little bit less perfect. So we're looking for a few of those while still trying to keep it kind of tight and bright at the same time. So just various detune, really. So you can mess around with these. I'm not going to do a lot with it right here. And that's mostly what we want to do. But I want to try something with the Aftertouch on the Summit, which is to do some pitch modulation here, which is a cool thing to do with Aftertouch. So if you go into the modulation matrix and set Aftertouch as the source, the oscillators, all of them, are already the first destination that comes up. And then take the depth to like 12. So it goes up and down, but I don't want it to just go up and down once. I want it to kind of wobble while I press it down harder with the Aftertouch. So I'm going to have the Aftertouch triggering a second source. Let's go with an LFO. LFO 3 is fine. And then turn up the rate. You can see that it's moving pretty fast. Okay, but LFO 3 is right now from the main pitch. It's going above it and below it and then back to it. I just want it to go above and then back to the pitch. So I'm going to, instead of the plus minus, go to the LFO 3 just above and down. So that's kind of what I was doing at the beginning. And it's a really easy thing to do. I find it easier than using a mod wheel or a pedal because your finger's already there. You just push it down slightly harder. So I hope this is helpful. Again, this is not a difficult sort of patch. Most synths should be able to do something like it. It's just about getting it fatter. And there's more ways to do it than this. But anyway, I'm going to do more videos like this. If you like, subscribe, and have a great day. I'll take us out.